everyone, welcome to Shed Aquarium's Facebook Live. My name is Lana Gonzalez and I'm one of the managers of the Marine Mammal Department here at Shed. We are so excited to celebrate Shed's 90th anniversary by kicking off our community fundraising campaign, It's Time to Make a Splash. Shed has a long history of living out its mission to spark compassion, curiosity, and conservation of the aquatic animal world. And for 90 years this Saturday. Even though we're closed to the public, we are still providing quality animal care, conservation work, and research. After today's Facebook Live, if you can click on the link that takes you to the campaign page, if there's any way you can donate at all, we would really appreciate it. All right, it's time to learn about otters. So today we are in our behind-the-scenes otter reserve area, and we're joined by Luna, one of our 5-year-old otters, and also Yaku, our 20-year-old otter. So we have 6 sea otters here at the aquarium. 5 of them are rescued. We have a long history of rescuing sea otter pups all the way back from the Exxon Valdez spill in 1989, all the way up until last year with Cooper and Watson. We always are ready to help any wildlife in need. Shed's animal response team partners with conservation organizations throughout the world to be able to be ready to rescue and rehabilitate any animals if needed. We have had 13 pups that we've raised throughout our years here at the aquarium, because sometimes they just need a home. The Monterey Bay Aquarium is the first responders when there are pups in need, and they will start the rehabilitation process. Pups cannot survive on their own in the wild, so they actually at the Monterey Bay Aquarium have a great surrogate program where they can pair pups, and those surrogates can teach them those skills they need to survive in the wild. However, unfortunately, there are just too many pups that strand and not enough surrogates. So that's when they reach out to zoos and aquariums like us if the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service deemed them unreleasable and try to find a home for them. We have really been appreciative of all of the support that we've had that have enabled us to provide homes for these pups and provide the care that they need to survive. Taking care of a pup is sort of like taking care of an infant. They need staff to take care of them and feed them around the clock, as well as help grooming their fur, things that their mother would be doing for them for their first few months. Shed's pups then become ambassadors for their species, enabling guests to look nature in the eye and hopefully inspiring them to make a difference with their wild counterparts and native habitat. Hi everyone, if you're just tuning in, my name is Lana. I'm one of the animal care staff here at Shed. We are celebrating Shed's 90th birthday and kicking off a It's Time, Let's Make a Splash campaign. If you're able to click on the link and make a donation, we really appreciate it, all of your support. So what we're going to look at now, you probably are aware, Cooper and Watson are a couple of our rescues we brought in last year, and they just recently turned 1-year-old. They have been a lot of fun to watch as they're thriving, hitting all their important milestones, getting trained, and then also socializing with all of our other otters. You'll be able to see them right over here. They've just entered our hallway for a play forage session. So besides the training session that you just saw with Luna and Yaku, we also give them a lot of different enrichment, and one of that is letting them explore different areas and foraging, which is a very natural behavior. Sea otters eat 25% of their body weight every single day, up to 25%, which is like you and I eating 10 pizzas. That's a lot of food. All of the fish that we feed them is also restaurant quality capelin, pollock, clam, shrimp, and squid. Now, if you've ever eaten seafood at a restaurant, you know it can be pretty expensive. So it actually costs about $11,000 per otter per year to feed them. And if you do the math, that's about $66,000 a year just to feed our sea otters in our collection. You can also see they have just been given some shellfish. We give them whole clams and whole mussels. You can see Kiana has opened up one of our whole clams. They have very dexterous paws, so they can bang those clams against the ground to get that meaty deliciousness inside. They also have the bite strength of a black bear, so those darker mussels, you might see them grab those and just bite straight into the shells and be able to eat them that way. Sea otters, we also give them sea urchins, which is very important because sea otters are a keystone species. Basically what that means is sea otters eat urchins eat kelp, and kelp forests are very important ecosystem homes for fish and a lot of other wildlife. So basically, if there are no sea otters, sea urchins would decimate a kelp forest and be really negative for the ecosystem. So sea otters are very important. So these little guys are ambassadors for their species. Also, a couple interesting facts about sea otters as you watch Kiana bang and open that clam. They have anywhere from 700,000 to 1 million hairs per square inch, which is a very dense fur. 1 inch on a sea otter could entirely cover a German Shepherd dog. But they need that dense fur to be able to keep themselves warm because they don't have a thick layer of blubber like other marine mammals do to keep warm. They also, you might see them tuck something under their flap of skin underneath their arm. It's called a pocket. It's kind of like their little purse. If they're going foraging underwater, they can tuck all those shellfish or all that food in their pocket and then come up to the surface to eat. So I know these guys are really cute, but what we are going to do now is we're actually going to check out Ellie, our last sea otter that we have not seen yet today. She is a 4-year-old southern sea otter, and she is actually going to be showcasing a really cool puzzle maze engineering students from Northwestern University designed for us. So this is the puzzle maze. It's very fun. We wanted them to be able to make something that was really engaging with the otter and fun for the guests too. So we put a ball in there, and Ellie's in there. She's pushing the ball through the maze. She has to basically figure out how to get it all the way to the opening at the bottom of the maze. And then once she gets it out that hole, she's going to be eating those delicious treats that are tucked inside. So as you can see, Ellie is an expert at the puzzle maze. So it's a really fun enrichment item that we can use to both mentally stimulate the animals and then also engage with our guests. So we're going to see if there's any questions. If anybody would have a question, feel free to write it in your chat. But if not, a cool thing is about sea otters, besides all of those other features that we mentioned, is that they actually have webbed flippers, which enables them to dive and swim really well, which is a nice way to be able to get around their habitats and in their areas.
What are their personalities like?
Oh, so we have a question. What are their personalities like? So just like any other animal, they all have different personalities. Yaku, who's 20 years old, which is really old for a sea otter, he's doing great. He is very chill, very calm animal, whereas the pups, as you would imagine if you have a 1-year-old running around in your home, they are full of energy, full of spunk, and very curious. All right, well, if no one has any questions, we want to thank you guys so much for tuning in and celebrating Shed's 90th anniversary with us. You know, with your support, we're looking forward to 90 more years down the road of great animals and conservation and research. We also would ask if there's any way you can donate, even a little bit, just click on that link that's with our post. We just really appreciate anything you would be able to help us with during this time. And then at 1 o'clock, we have a conservation work Facebook. And then also at 3 o'clock, a live walk through our underwater beauty exhibit. So please come and check it out. And we can't wait to see you guys at the aquarium, hopefully soon. And thanks again for tuning in.